Hi there, televiewers. Huge thanks for joining us on Tuesday's edition of In the House, a very special one, because today on the program we are going to definitely change your mindset about one phenomenon Cameroonians, Africans are dying after. It's not always very bright, very, the gold that you all are seeking for overseas is not what it seems, okay? So today on the platform, we're going to discuss about one very important issue, one phenomenon, the phenomenon of bush falling that is leaving our brothers and sisters helpless on the Mediterranean, in the desert, and what have you, many of them have died. In the House is all about tackling those societal ills, empowering minds, elevating soul-changing mindsets, and you can join the conversation on our Facebook page. The handle is My Media Prime Television. Huge thanks to you all for the great job you've been doing so far. As we sow the seeds of change today, we know one day we'll definitely reap it. There is time for everything. So go to our Facebook page, like, comment, and share. Today's topic is Aspiring for a Better Life Abroad by Hook or Crook. Aspiring for a Better Life Abroad by Hook or Crook. Your take. And this was inspired by, not only the many Cameroonians, around 20 of them who died last week in the Mediterranean Sea on their way to Europe, as well as, the reports which we've been having for years and years, and many more people are dying by the day. Many more Africans are dying, are perishing as they struggle to look for better life, greener pastures abroad. The most recent one was the one of the Cameroonian lady who is from Douala. She used to live at the city the Palmier, Cité de Palmier here in the heart of Douala. She abandoned her hairdressing salon, her family, for greener pastures, and ended up collapsing on the desert. Yes, the Sahara Desert somewhere. It was so pathetic watching that video, which we'll watch and listen to what those who accompanied her had to say. It's so heartbreaking. Seeking for greener pastures, employment. Do we believe that that can only be found out of Cameroon, in Europe, in America, in Asia? Risking it all for that drastic venture, is it really worth it? That's what we are focusing on today. Let's find out who is in the house with us. We have Dolly Ndonde right here, Queen of Lifestyle, looking splendid. Good morning, Dolly.
Good morning, Eileen.
You're welcome to In the House.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
You look great.
Thank you.
The gold is just something else. It's amazing.
All right. Thank you, Dolly.
You don't want me to steal you?
Yeah. You can. You're free to.
Oh, I can. We'll see.
Then you explain to Kaya what happened to me.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Good morning, televiewers, and welcome to yet another intriguing episode of In the House. It's the second episode for this week, and we are so delighted to be in front of your screens, knowing that we will be impacting lives at the end of the day and changing mindsets, of course, for a better cause or for a better output, or should I say change? Exactly.
Yeah.
And as you know, Eileen has already spelled that out, but if you're just joining in, the program is called In the House, where we tackle societal ills from the house to the enlarged society. I mean, those things that if we do not talk about them or castigate or correct them, they could have a way to hamper lives and destroy destinies at the end of the day. But we are here to make it real, and you will make it more real if you send us your contributions on time. And we're making it quite accessible for everyone. That's why we are streaming on social media platforms. Most accessible enough is Facebook, and our handle is My Media Prime Television, where we are streaming live, and be a part of the conversation by sending us your SMSs and also WhatsApp messages, just anyhow. We'll be glad to read them here.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dolly. And we have another beautiful woman in the studio with us, is Mrs. Igbokwe Manka'a. Mercy. She's a communicator. Good morning, Mercy, and many thanks for joining us in today's edition of In the House. You look amazing. Oh, I did not check out that hair, like, for real. And then the dress and all. The nails. Okay, all right. Now I remember. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. How are you doing today, Mercy?
Well, I'm doing fine, and I hope you guys are doing fine as well. My co-panelists, I hope you're all doing fine today. And I must say, it's another splendid day in the city of Douala. I'm always honored and privileged to be given this platform to add my voice to the maybe societal ills or the things that are plaguing our communities, and as well celebrate when it comes to the time to celebrate our strengths and the things we are conquering in as well. So on that note, I'd just like to say that tomorrow is my birthday, and I feel so excited. I feel so honored to be added another year onto my life. It's worth thanking God for. We ought to be grateful for life. So we are grateful, and we're grateful for the fact that we are adding our voice to the things or the plagues that are, you know, hampering on our society day in, day out. So I look forward to an awesome time. Stay glued to your screen, because of course you're going to learn something today, and you're also going to have a take that if you decide to contribute on the social media platforms. Thank you.
Oh yes, most definitely, because your contributions, your message might change a life out there. So always be encouraged to do so. We have a gentleman in the house. It's Alphonse Quinn. Good morning, Alphonse.
Bonjour, Eileen.
C'est très ravi de t'avoir sur cette plateforme aujourd'hui.
Merci.
Bienvenue à In the House. D'accord.
Je dis bonjour à tous les téléspectateurs qui nous écoutent au Cameroun et dans le monde entier. Je suis encore là ce matin, le mardi 2 août, Action de grâce 2021. Nous sommes là, on parle d'un sujet qui touche particulièrement les jeunes Camerounais et Africains. On va parler.
On va parler. Merci beaucoup, Alphonse. Et bien sûr, on parle des Camerounais qui ont prêt à perdre tout. Ils offrent tout jusqu'à la mort pour aller en bain, comme on appelle, en étranger, pour chercher leur vie. Bon, on demande si vraiment on doit tout risquer pour voyager. Est-ce qu'on ne peut pas avoir notre compte ici au Cameroun? On ne peut pas trouver un boulot qu'on peut se battre instead of taking these risky ventures through the sea, through the desert. Probably you're not even certain about the type of life you're going to meet out there. These people sometimes may lie to you about how life is over there, and you risk it all, and at the end of the day you're found at the desert, helpless and almost at the point of death. All right, that said, without any further ado, Desmond, if that video is ready, we are going to view it. The lady who passed out on the desert, the Sahara Desert, on her way to Europe. Can we have that with the sound so we can listen to?
Voilà notre sœur camerounaise. Nous sommes quittés à Douala depuis le 20 juin 2021. Nous sommes arrivés, ça fait 4 jours. Ça fait 4 jours, nous sommes coincés au désert à cause d'elle. Nous sommes dépassés, on ne sait pas quoi faire. Nous sommes à une quarantaine de personnes. Et nous ne pouvons pas risquer notre vie. 40 personnes rien que pour elle. Voilà le 5e jour que nous sommes toujours coincés pour elle. On va le laisser, que Dieu nous pardonne. On demande pardon à Dieu. On ne peut pas risquer tout 40 vies pour une personne. On a déjà fait de notre mieux. On n'a pas eu de secours jusqu'à maintenant. Nous sommes au désert, il n'y a pas de réseau, il n'y a rien. S'il vous plaît, ceux qui vont voir la vidéo, la partager autant. Si quelqu'un la reconnaît, qu'il signale à sa famille. Elle est coiffeuse. Elle nous a dit qu'elle était coiffeuse à la cité Les Palmiers. Elle s'appelle Elisabeth. Elle a une famille à Pécadis, au Colonenji. Son petit frère s'appelle Junior. On ne sait pas, on ne connaît pas le bon nom de famille. Mais c'est tout ce qu'on connaît d'elle. Oui, c'est le désert. Mais je ne viens pas là-bas avec. Comme vous voyez, c'est comme ça.
All right, that's so sad. That's so sad. We'll be bringing you more details about this woman as the program unfolds. But as she got there from that video, around 40 persons were together with her when she suddenly collapsed, and for 2 days they tried to give her a little bit of support. By the end of the day, they told themselves that 40 persons cannot stay behind for one, and they have no help. There's no medical facility at the desert, no pharmacy, no hospital, no water and all, and we can't help her out. 40 of us cannot die because of one person, and they say, God, please forgive us for the decision we are taking right now. We need to leave her behind. And she was left like that. I don't know how she survived or she didn't survive, but obviously we all know that she probably died at the end of the day. This happened just like a day ago, 2 days to talk about it, 42 hours or so. So you can send your reactions. Let's build, reconstruct, elevate souls this morning on the dangers there is on the high seas in the as the plan to travel abroad. It could not be as glittering as we all think it is. Let's take a musical break. We'll be back for the discussions to start.
That's what the king said. That's what the king said to the messenger. Tum tum abene huevo, ala anyama bozu zento. This lion down the valley. I know the shepherd them they vanish. Leaving the lion and the lamb with the broken leg. Left out the mercy for the lion just to chop it up. She got her back against the wall. She had to fight. She had to fight for her life. She had to stand. She couldn't die without the fight. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah. Whoa, 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 oh, 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 man. The lamb with the lion. She's just a lamb with a lion. She's a lamb with a lion heart. She's just a lamb with a lion's heart. Yeah. She has a heart full of love. She has a heart full of love. She's a lamb with a lion heart. That's what the king said. The way the king be don't write on piece of paper. Send them from Chinga, make them share and go for quarter. It talk for inside, say, Mabuti me, Mabuti me, Mabuti me, we'll come back. Now and then, now I'm back. You put the book on down, I've seen a lamb looking straight in the eyes of a lion. In the eyes of a lion. She says she's so feared deep inside the eyes of a lion. In the eyes of a lion. That's what she said. That's what the king dreamt about. That's what she said. Welcome back. Well, look at it. Now and then, now I'm back. You put the boot down, but I'm the lamb with a lion, she's just a lamb with a lion. She's a lamb with a lion heart. She's just a lamb with a lion's heart. Yeah. She has a heart full of love. She has a heart full of love.
A beautiful music there. Thank you very much, Desmond. It's another sad topic we are tackling this morning. Aspiring to live a better life, or aspiring for a better life abroad by hook or crook. Is it really worth it? What's your take about this situation after viewing the video of a lady right here in the city of Douala who passed out, who collapsed whilst on the desert alongside around 40 other persons as they strive to get to to bush, yes, Makolan. So as they strive to get to Europe, I don't know which particular country they were heading for or heading to, but this event has kept many wondering, has kept many debating, has disturbed so many people, because when I watched this video I had tears in my eyes. She was still panting, she was still gasping for air, but she had to be abandoned there by the people with whom she took that journey, because they had no other source of help, and they said they can't stay behind. And this lady called Isabel, yeah, she left her family. She's a hairdresser here in Douala, and it's shocking what happened to her, but this has happened to many others who have died on the high seas. 20 Cameroonians, like I said earlier, over the weekend perished alongside the dozens of Africans at the Mediterranean, as we got in the news. Dolly, let me start with you. Has employment really become such a serious issue in Cameroon that the youth of today are ready to get there by hook or by crook? Anyways, before we get to these discussions, can you just define for us the key terms when we talk of aspiration for my grandmother, other grandmothers watching in the remote areas, in the Kwakwa, in Oku, in So and all that, in Banso, sorry, and the other key term we have here is hook or crook.
Okay. When we talk hook or crook, by hook or crook in English, it's an English phrase, first of all, that insinuates that you can do anything by all means possible.
All right.
That's what we mean by hook or by crook. And then that means that you are setting up your mind that no matter what happens, whatever it takes for me to get this or do this, I must do it. And when we talk also aspiring, that's what you mentioned also. Aspiring has to do with one directing their intentions, their mind, or their objectives towards a particular goal in life, where you aspire to become either something specific, you aspire to become better, or you aspire to win a particular goal or whatsoever. So it's like, focusing all your attention on a particular drive that makes you envisage a better life than what you were actually living. So that's how we can put it there. Now, coming back to the question you posed me about unemployment, first of all, in Cameroon, and looking at the employment rate in Cameroon, you and I can bear with each other that unemployment is a really big deal in the country right now, Eileen, where we're talking about out of maybe 100 grade of persons who go to seek jobs, that's from maybe the government or the private sector, we have at least 60% that are turned down on a daily basis. That's so true, it's a fact. And the problem is not just because of the system of governance, but it's also accumulated with other things, like maybe there is so much competition nowadays, and the job market is kind of saturated to some extent, because you have a company, for instance, BT Media cannot employ all university graduates, and it makes me to think, like, is it that we have limited companies, or we have limited access even into the private or the public sectors and other things, like keeping all other vices aside, but these are the realities. The truth is the job market is a little bit saturated, and we have like a bunch of persons who are qualified. The number of qualified persons outweigh the number of should I say job facilitating avenues where they cannot incorporate all of these persons out of there. But the thing that we as Cameroonians are failing to understand is that you must not be employed to make a living. You must not necessarily be employed under somebody to make a living. There are people who have been destined to be CEOs by themselves. Not everybody has creative power. more. But then if you have creative knowledge, creative intelligence and stuff like that, it definitely tells that you are not the one who has to be a job seeker, you're a job creator. And that's why it's important, like when people leave, their universities or their final levels and all of that, it's important for you to take like the first 2 months out of school to try to add knowledge away from school's knowledge, add knowledge like career knowledge, life's knowledge and all of that by attending seminars, so that you have a wide spectrum of mindsets. It changes your mindset from that ideology that you only need to leave school and be employed by somebody.
Yeah.
I think the world is becoming too challenging and highly competitive these days, where it's not for the lazy ones. Again, it's not for the lazy ones. Not to say that people who go looking for jobs are actually lazy, because it's still a strive, but then it is a world where you have to think out of the box. It's a world where you're working, even if you're employed somewhere, you should be thinking of how you can become a job creator. You should be thinking of how you can make life better. But it's so unfortunate, first of all, Eileen, that we have been groomed and we have been born from this mindset that it only has to be better when you are under somebody, and this whole ideology that I can start with 5 friends and make 10 million.
Exactly.
That's a very big lie. That's a very big lie. I have this lady, she's called Shelly. I think she's the CEO of the Shelma Show. She's a very great lady. When I came across her, and she gave me her life's testimony, and she was like, she started her business that ends, I think she earns like 10 million per month from what she does right now. And how does she get that money, or how did she get to that level? Shelly started from 1,000 francs. It will shock you to know.
Wow.
Her business started from 1,000 francs. And
Dolly, can you say that again? I want Cameroonians. I want the youth to listen.
Exactly.
That they can make a living or make a life out of.
If people want to doubt what I'm saying, I think she's on Facebook as not to sell
means
her,
that they have.
I think that there's somebody out there, and this is holidays where mindsets are being transformed, Eileen, and people will take the wrong decisions, thinking they were taking the right decisions. Now, Shelley told me she started with 1,000 francs CFA, and how did she do it? She was giving that money, and she told herself, like, I'm so damn tired of people giving me money or me depending on people. She had been out of the university, but then she had applied and stuff like that. You know how this thing works, how your years can just be passing like days, and only the wrinkles on your face are adding up to tell you that age is actually dealing with you. So Shirley decided one day, she told her mom that I know that we have not been groomed from a commercial background and this kind of lifestyle, but I'm going to change the status quo because I'm not going to be poor. And she told herself, and she meant every word that she meant from it. Now her mom was like, you are a shy person, you've never. She told her mom that I don't know, but I just have this drive in me that I can. And that's the first thing you put in your mind if you want to be a striver or an achiever. Now she told herself that I was going to do this. She went to the market, bought these biscuits, not biscuits, and some sweets, Milkos sweets. Yes. So she bought
that also.
Yeah, she bought the Milkos. Exactly. She bought the Milkos sweet, and she said her gain was very, very encouraging. That her profit margin was way more than her expenditure rate. Now she got this, and then the next time she saw to going to get it again, and then she used to sell like in this intercartier kind of stuff, and the turnover was so rapid that she fell so in love with what she was doing at the end of the day. Then she came out like, let me think out of the box. Can't I be a creator of what I sell? Why should I buy from somebody else? Now she went researching how this is done, how this can be done, and then she came out with her own brand of sweets.
Wow.
Oh God,
that's impressive. Some
people can inspire you for Africa, you understand?
Of course.
Now this is somebody who had nothing at all, but from 1,000 francs that was given to her as dash or gift, she used it to transform it to become a billionaire today.
Wow.
And that's how she did, and she's scaling through right now.
So inspirational.
Exactly.
Dolly.
Now, Eileen, what is this to say? Mindsets should be changed. This is holidays. Many students have left the university. Many students have, will be making their advanced levels and all of that. Or many people are out there with nothing to do at all. You feel like you don't have any qualification, maybe by book or by academics or by physically or skill or whatsoever.
You can develop the skills.
Exactly. With time, you need to develop this. Can you give me a break?
Yes, Dolly. All right. We're going to come back to her. Desmond, let Dolly take a breath.
Catch my breath.
Catch her breath there. All right. Now, Manka'a, Cameroonians, Africans seem not to believe in their talents. They seem not to believe in their skills. There is a rush for jobs abroad. I wonder what is going on. Can't we make it in our own country? Can't we excel with our talents? Do we believe so much only in life overseas, the realities of life overseas? Can you comment a little bit about that? Because I know you have knowledge about what is happening over there that many Cameroonians seem not to have. And when you see gloomy pictures of your friends, you know, probably they are in Europe, they are in America, in Asia. They're not telling you the truth, probably. Manka'a, tell us more about that.
So I'm glad and I'm honored to be given this opportunity to air my views as concerns this topic. Now, illegal immigration is a very, very big challenge in our current days, you know, contemporary war and all of that. Now, we've heard about a lot of stories, not just Cameroonians, Africans as a whole, even maybe other developing countries such as Afghanistan, all these war-torn areas and all of that. Even Mexico, you know, all the developing countries out there, people are trying to get into countries like the US, countries that feel like are better countries, which have better opportunities. They're trying to use every sort of illegal means to get into there. Those countries. Now, and like we say, for you to even conceive such a thought to get into another country illegally, it means that where you are, you're probably thinking, I don't stand a chance here to make it in life. You're probably thinking, oh, things here are too hard. You're probably thinking the systems out there are better. And I would like to say that, of course, we can't deny the fact that there are countries that are developed. They are not still developing. They are already developed. Their systems could be good, but young people just kind of have the misconception that because a country is Western and the system is good, it means it's easy to make it out there. It is never easy to make it out there. Ask your siblings, your friends, and the people who are already out there. They work and work and work to be able to even pay bills and even come back home and build homes and maybe even throw money around like some of them do. It takes a lot. Some of them don't even have even up to 4 hours a day to sleep because they are working 4, 5 jobs. So sometimes you're just here as a youth, you have the conception that, oh, if I just get to America, life will just be rosy. Trust me, our brothers and sisters out there, they are working up. They are working for their lives to be able to sustain their lives and even send back something home. You know, the only difference is that most probably when they're working that hard, the currency is harder. When they come here and they change the currency, it's more bigger, you know, and they're seeing what they're working. But trust me, there are youths out here that are working, if not double times what some people out there are even doing. The difference may just be that the currency here is not as harder, the opportunities here may not be as much, the system may not be as perfect, or anyway, there's no such thing as perfection, but the system may not be as, you know, more beneficial or better like ours here. But trust me, you can make it anywhere in the world. It doesn't matter where, in the US, in Cameroon, anywhere. If you don't have the means to travel, please don't resort to illegal immigration. It's very, very risky. Like in the case we are even talking about, you're walking miles in the desert. When I saw this video, for a start, I was like, is this some kind of survivor show? You know these survivor shows on TV?
Reality TV,
where you survive in the desert without adequate food or water. I was like, my God, when I discovered it's for real.
I can't risk it for anything. You
can imagine.
Manka'a, to be frank, let me not cut you short.
Okay.
When I came to Douala, I didn't have a job. I left the Northwest region as an IDP. I would love to share my testimony.
Okay.
I stayed in Douala for almost a year. I didn't have a job. I squatted with my sister in a room with around 8 of us in a studio, yes, with her kids and all. And I was there supporting her, selling in her shop and all, and looking for something that was my taste, because yes, I was a journalist in Bamenda, but when I came here, I had no job, and I had to job hunt, job applications here and there. It took me 1 year to be recruited by BT Media. But in between that time, what was I doing? I worked at the bar.
Okay.
I didn't work at the bar because I was a whore, or I wanted that kind of free life or world exposure. No, I worked at the bar all night. I served tables. I sold drinks. I will receive insults. I will receive drinks on my body. People will call me names, people will insult me, but I knew where I was going to, and I knew that this country is tough. I have a degree, yes, but that degree needs to be kept somewhere. Right now, I'm not having a job.
Yeah,
I need money. I need to eat, and I will not depend on anybody. I will do the job at the bar. I will serve as a bartender, and I will earn the money to care for myself. Where am I going to in the Sahara or the Mediterranean? What am I looking for there when I'm not even certain about what is out there? You know, in this country, people should stop fooling you. There is no job. We have jobs. Like Dolly is saying, you can start with something. And start beside working as a journalist, Dolly, I had a counter, I had a table and an umbrella where I will sell sweets, like we're talking there. I will sell whatever I could sell, cosmetics and all whatnot, nails and all whatnot. People will see me sitting there, yes, but they do not know where I'm heading to. So Cameroonians are thinking that life is white-collar job, it's a bed of roses. No, it's not. Let the truth be told.
That it becomes
it's
so
going
easy.
to be
it's
better.
Not easy
we have jobs here. We are job creators.
Let me give
you
an
know.
Example. Let me give you an example. See, when I left the university, just like, you know, there are things that we see and we don't pay attention to.
Yeah.
The first thing that gives you a job is your eye.
Yeah.
Your ability to see.
Yeah.
If you are looking for a job, really look for a job. And then keep your qualification aside.
Keep your qualification and your pride.
Exactly. Go along the streets. I give you Yaoundé because I've really lived there.
Yeah.
In every street, every electric pole, you will see offre d'emploi.
Yeah.
You will see those posters there.
Yes.
Job opportunities, manager,
Yeah.
and the rest. What happened to you starting from there?
Start from somewhere. Start from something. Rome was not
happened to you
built in a
starting
day.
from there?
You know,
there are jobs like being a housemaid. You earn at least 30,000.
what are you talking about? We
small?
have been there. We have done
I
those
did it, and
menial
I
jobs.
can express how
Of
much I
course.
gained out of that.
Yes, Dolly.
It's not small at all, but I feel like young people in Cameroon too need to understand that you always need to start from somewhere. Your
Exactly.
start does not have to be big. Like she's giving a testimony, someone starts with
Everybody was not born with a
1,000
silver
francs,
spoon.
someone starts with so small.
100K,
Even the Bible
others-
says that despise not the days of little beginnings. It doesn't matter where you start, but where
Exactly.
you're headed to
Is
is
what
what
matters.
matters. So young people out there, we need you to wake up. I like the fact that young people are coming up with initiatives. So if you're one of those young people who think it's just about going to Europe and making it there, if that's your dream, then I
Please
don't
start
know.
cancelling it
Start
right
here.
now.
Start from
We need
here.
to
We have
stop
people
it.
doing things in Cameroon. Network. Get in contact with young people doing things, and trust me, you will not regret it. Just start from somewhere. That's what we are saying.
We want jobs that you come and sit in AC, you have a car parked outside, they pay you maybe this amount. No, you need to soil your fingers. You need to be creative. Think out of the box. You need to be creative. Seize any opportunity that is out there. You can clean, you can clear. We have done it. We are not talking because we are here. We started somewhere to get here. So if you're not having that dream job of yours today, ask yourself, am I doing the right thing? Am I at the right place? Am I seeking the right, just start from somewhere. It's never too small. And don't care about what people will say or what people will tell you, how you'll be treated.
And when we look at today's case, Eileen, I want to first of all say that because personally I've encountered this kind of a situation where I was at the verge of making such a decision.
Yeah.
But thank God when you have people who are bigger than you and you can talk with them and they can direct you exactly. Because it so happens that when somebody is at a level where maybe they have applied for jobs and all of that, they have not been taken for this job or that job and all of that.
They become frustrated.
You feel like, okay, the only way out now is for you to travel. And sometimes I mean, people go to church and you see pastors will be telling them that I see you traveling and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you know,
and
I'm
Dolly,
not here to slam anybody, but I just want to be realistic here.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is also the things that we inculcate in our minds.
Yeah.
We have people who go, to churches, and you hear a pastor telling you like, I don't see you in this country. Yes, I want to be honest with you, Manka'a.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know if truly you have seen
Prophecies.
that, but for those who say it out of the need to inspire somebody in a way that if it's not true, if you've not heard from God, don't speak. Don't speak. And if somebody tells you that I don't see you in this country, the next thing you want to do is that the only thing you need to do now is to strive to get out of the country because you've received a prophetic word. You don't think anymore of maybe your job that you are doing or what it needs for you to take to apply in other jobs and stuff like that. When you are job hunting, it doesn't mean that you only look for jobs. Think of what you can do to give yourself money.
Exactly.
Think of what you can do. And that's what drives me now to the agents. When I say the agents, people who now talk to these people to transform their minds, they never tell them of the consequences.
Yeah,
they
that's
never
true.
They don't tell them the truth.
I was exposed to a point where somebody came and told me, okay, some mates are needed. Mates are needed in, what's the country again? One of these Arab countries.
Dubai.
No, not Dubai. One of them. I just lost it. Yes. Then mates are needed and stuff like that. Now, since I already had an exposure of doing the maid job in Yaoundé and stuff like that, I just feel like, okay, if I can sacrifice to do it here, then, and the pay package that way is huge, more than what a government officer or worker is paid here in Cameroon. And I was giving it a thought. But now I asked on my own, like, but we've heard of stories of people being raped. We've heard of stories of girls being battered and stuff like that.
Human trafficking,
prostitution,
all those
nothing
things.
bad is hope guaranteed. Nothing of that nature is going to happen to you because you are protected by the state. You know, the way they do it now, the state comes into play and the agents and all of that if you're being maltreated. But what happens under the roof can never be known out, and no matter the number of surveillance cameras that are planted around.
Just recently, our Cameroonian brothers and sisters are crying in Dubai, in the UAE as a whole. We saw videos, we did a report, and they sent us pictures of what happened to them. Their homes were raided because there was a story of a Cameroonian girl and the boyfriend who is a Nigerian who killed an Arab woman who was pregnant. And then now, what type of justice is that you attack the entire black-skinned people in the country, and you send them, you give them a life ban. Most of them didn't have even an opportunity to get back their belongings from home, and they had to be deported with chains on their legs and their hands. That's pathetic.
These are some of the risks that people take when you go there now. Okay, so it's not even the problem of crossing, the Mediterranean or this pass. It's not even the problem. But you trying to, first of all, get maybe your residence permit, trying to get a job there as well. We have people who have been in Dubai and have died. I've seen on social media, okay, if you can recognize this particular person, they committed suicide because they've been looking for jobs and there's still no way out.
They were killed and dumped,
and you're probably there illegally and you're hiding.
And you see, it's because of a brainwashed mentality that we all have. The whole colonial system of us thinking that Africa can never be better. The whole system of us thinking that, thank you, Alphonse, he really got that. It is that whole brainwashed mentality.
Like there's nothing in Africa.
The whole issue of the African countries are shithole countries. But Africa will only be a shithole, African countries will only be shithole countries if we make them. It's because of the total reliance on the government. It's high time we stopped depending on the government. If you know that government has failed you, then it's time for you not to fail yourself. You can still sit here and make it. There are things that people should come to themselves, Hey, what happened to the group of people who used to sit? I know of a lady who she makes this soap, savon. How did they come about it? It's a group of friends in this what we call Jangi. About 5 of them, they came together and put heads together and they started something small.
And Dolly, you don't need to earn millions to live a healthy life or to be a happy person. By the way, happiness has little to do with money. Most people don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
Most people don't know that happiness has little to do with money.
On the other hand, Eileen, parents also should do a lot of talking to their children. I mean, when you talk to your children, talk concretely to them, because some of these children or some of these people do or engage into these things because of the pressure that comes back from home. You are a breadwinner, probably a breadwinner to your family or a first child, and everybody's like looking up to you. No.
And you're trying to survive by all costs.
See, this world has been made for everybody to strive. Just because you're the last born of a family does not mean that your firstborn has to carry you like, some responsibility on your shoulder. Everybody has to work.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you, Dolly. Manka'a, had you landed? He sees the microphone from you.
Okay, no
Before
problem.
we hear from Alphonse, very briefly, 2 minutes for you.
So very briefly, we're just trying to say that we as the African youths, maybe other developing world as well, or developing countries as well, but let's focus on Cameroon and even Africa, since it's our immediate community. We have that need to believe in ourselves. We have that need to maybe look around and say, if the government has failed us, or if we don't believe in the government any longer, do we also don't believe in ourselves? We need to believe in ourselves. I'm not sure there is any young person out there who is without talents. We are all gifted. We have capacity. We have skills. All you need to do is develop yourself, explore, learn, think out of the box. And I would also like to say that there is power in unity. Read books. develop your mind, develop your self-esteem, empower yourself in all the ways that you can. As well, look for like-minded young people. In as much as we're talking about this, I also want to appreciate every young person out there that is doing something, because there are young people that are moving and shaking this nation, who don't necessarily think that they need to go and make it out there, but they believe the future is here. Just about the other day, I was even at the book launch, a young Cameroonian bringing together 1,000 people he calls VIP winners. By the way, not to advertise in any way, but me seeing the power of 1,000 people coming together and buying a single book for 38,500. Imagine what that means. And they are not just, they are even doing crowdfunding. You know, the VIP winners, they are doing crowdfunding too, for every member of that group to be able to establish a business. This is what we are talking about. Young people, if you feel like you cannot do it on your own, just look for like-minded people. Come up with initiatives. Do something. Like I was saying, trust me, you can make it anywhere in the world, so long as you set your mind on it. True. You don't necessarily need to make it in America, you know, UK, Russia, Germany, wherever it is, Germany. You can make it here home. We are naturally gifted. We are talented. Look around you. There are so many things you can do. There are so many natural resources we still need to exploit. And trust me, if we keep running from our home and going out there, who is going to come and develop our home for us? Who is going to establish businesses and develop our world to the point where our children get to inherit a legacy or something else? What are we going to even look for out there? Don't we think that these countries have their own challenges as well? Exactly. Like we were saying, by the time you get there, you probably don't have papers. You're running or hiding from one person to another. You're doing other illegal things. You're getting married to some old haggard, old man just because of papers and all of that. Why do you put yourself through all this risk, young people?
Because we don't believe in ourselves.
Let's believe in ourselves. Let's start there. And in what we can do, our ability. Trust me, if you stand up today and you're a young person and you say, I have this talent, this is what I want to do. Trust me, if people around you see that you're talented one way or the other, they will support you in whatever little way they can. But they will support you. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Manka'a. And just to reiterate that, please stop copying life online. Stop trying to live like what you see on our social media platform. Most of those people, you see them parading pictures, may not show you exactly where they lay their heads or where they get the money from that they are flaunting online. And besides, all fingers were not made the same. All fingers are not the same. So you have your time. Everybody has their time zones. Let's take a few reactions over here from Alphonse. We have Foya Gilbert. Greetings to you all in the house. Greetings to you too. TB Alino. Good morning in the house. I'm already enjoying the program right now. Thank you very much for your reaction. Shout out to you, Myron Peterson. Those are the people who are viewing with us, along with others. Shout out to you, Anita. We are waiting for your reaction this morning. All right, Clotilde from Bamenda says, good morning. If you believe in yourself, you can make it even here. Even Dangote didn't come out from the stomach with money in his hand. He started small. Until you get abroad, you wouldn't know how people still struggle to make it. Some sleep beside the road and trash cans. It's not easy everywhere. Use the talent that God gave you to settle yourself. The government can't satisfy you. Thanks to you too, Clotilde. Your message makes a lot of sense. Let's hear from Alphonse, the only male figure in the house. Alphonse, que penses-tu des Camerounais qui ont pris leur vie dans leurs mains? Ils ont tout risqué pour voyager, pour aller en bain, pour aller à l'étranger, pour chercher leur vie. Est-ce qu'on ne peut pas trouver notre vie ici au Cameroun, ici en Afrique, là où il y a, je ne sais pas beaucoup des opportunités comme il y a là-bas, mais quand même, il y a les ressources, on a tout notre ressource naturelle, on a notre talent, on a notre skills. Can't we make a living from what we have in Cameroon? What's your take?
Je pense d'abord que ceux qui vont là-bas, ils vont là-bas pour chercher de l'emploi. Il est bien vrai, mais on ne va pas encourager cela parce que l'Europe n'est pas une terre où tout est rose. Tous ceux qui vivent là-bas ont réussi à travers l'entrepreneuriat. Ils ont entrepris. On doit encourager ces jeunes-là dans l'entrepreneuriat en fait.
Oui.
Et aussi, on a aussi ces parents qui vivent là-bas, qui disent à nos frères camerounais que lorsque tu arrives là-bas, tout est rose, tu vis, tu as l'argent, mais on doit arrêter de dire cela à nos frères camerounais parce qu'on doit leur raconter la réalité qui se passe là-bas. Il y a des gens qui dorment dans les ponts, il y a des gens qui dorment dans les métros, il y a des gens qui restent sans manger, il y a des femmes qui sont emprisonnées dans des cargaisons pour de la prostitution. Il y a toutes ces choses-là qui enveloppent l'esprit l'esprit de ceux qui vivent là. Qu'on les cache. L'Europe n'est pas une terre promise, ou bien l'Europe n'est pas une terre où tout est rose. Ça, c'est de un d'abord. De deux, on doit aussi parler à ces Camerounais là, parce que l'entrepreneuriat est quelque chose de fabuleux. Comme Dolly l'a dit, il y a quelqu'un qui peut commencer avec 1 franc, après se retrouver avec des millions. Des millions. On va bien dire que toi qui parles là, tu as déjà fait quoi? Ben non. Non, je n'envisage même pas repartir en Europe de façon clandestine. Parce que l'Europe n'est pas la terre promise. Le gouvernement aussi doit aussi apporter certaines solutions. Il n'y a pas seulement on va sensibiliser plusieurs jeunes sur le fait d'aller en Europe, mais aussi le gouvernement doit apporter, promouvoir l'emploi. Quand il y a un manque d'emploi, si je suis d'abord mal à l'aise chez moi, je vais chercher à fuguer. Je vais chercher à fuguer, à quitter ma maison pour aller trouver mieux là-bas.
C'est vrai.
Pour aller trouver mieux ailleurs. Donc, les migrations clandestines ne sont pas des bonnes choses que l'on doit demander à la jeunesse. Plusieurs personnes périssent jour pour jour dans la mer Méditerranée. Selon le rapport de l'Organisation internationale des migrants, il y a au moins 1200 personnes qui sont déjà mortes en Méditerranée. Donc, nos Camerounais qui vont là-bas, donc je vous en supplie, je vous en prie même, de ne pas envisager cette migration qui peut vous coûter la vie. Pensez à votre famille. Il est bien sûr vrai que nous sommes dans un contexte africain où peut-être l'homme ou l'aîné est l'espoir de la famille. Il doit nourrir sa famille, il doit envoyer ses petits frères à l'école, il doit faire ceci ou faire cela, il doit s'occuper de la mère. Mais il y a d'autres moyens que l'on peut utiliser pour réussir en Afrique et au Cameroun en particulier. Il y a plusieurs moyens. Nous avons tous des villages, nous avons tous des agglomérations où nous sommes nés. Si on part dans ces villages, on demande que je veux un petit terrain pour cultiver quelque chose, quelques maniocs, on peut cultiver le manioc et vendre. On peut commencer par l'agriculture qui est déjà une agriculture commerciale. On peut d'abord commencer par ce petit-là avant de migrer vers des grandes plantations. Parce que là où il veut partir, ça a été construit par l'entrepreneuriat. Dans la création, on invite les jeunes Camerounais et les jeunes Africains en particulier de créer, de penser, d'innover en fait. C'est ce que j'aimerais dire à tous ceux qui nous regardent, à tous les Camerounais en particulier, à tous les Africains.
D'accord, merci beaucoup. Alphonse has talked about us encouraging ourselves, getting the best that we can concerning entrepreneurship, educating ourselves, developing our skills, because the truth is not told by most of those people abroad. And if government can as well do the little they can, to spur up employment opportunities in the country. So those who have gone to school, because the system of education has made us to be less of job creators and more of job seekers. So they are doing their best, or let's say they are little, but we are expecting more, like Oliver Twist. We must ask for more, and if there was better, these young people will not risk it all for lives that they are not even certain they're going to find over there on the other side of the sea. So we all should do our little, but I would just encourage every youth out there once more, believe in yourself. You have a purpose, you have a talent, you can develop a skill. It could be business, whatever it is. You must not do what A or B are doing because you maybe they are blessed in acting or singing. You may not have those skills, but you must have a love for something. It could be cosmetics, it could be transforming maybe raw fruits, let's say fruits, into juice, natural juice, and people will buy, you will supply and make an earning. You must not risk it for the desert, for the Mediterranean, for wherever you are heading to. You can make it here in the country. Let's get this reaction, which I think could change your minds as well. Good morning, beautiful ladies. All my life, I have always thought If I don't go to the USA or Europe, I will never make it in life. But all the changed when I discovered so many opportunities available online. Some of my friends out there even envy me now. I'm a networker, I'm a crypto/forex trader, I'm a farmer, etc. And I'm proud and so satisfied. Elvis from Bamenda. Thank you very much, Elvis, for your reaction. I am very glad that you sent it to us to encourage young people not to only believe in life abroad, but life here. Opportunities are there online and elsewhere. You can start small. You can be an educated farmer. People will work for you and you pay them little. If you have 500k, 600k, 1 million, instead of risking it for the Mediterranean, why not invest it in a small business and then you start from there, and then life tastes now. I'm enjoying my life in Cameroon. No, some days I don't have food. I might buy my gari, I drink, I sleep on my bed, I'm okay. Like now, I don't have money in my pocket, but I'm happy. Thank you. So think about the good things that you have here before trying to compare or seek for better out there. All right. Okay, let's gossip a little bit. Desmond, take the transitional jingle so I can catch my breath. Gossip time, Desmond. All right, we have a very sad story today for gossip. It talks about a 24-year-old mom who is really shattered, broken, devastated after her 2 kids were found in the trunk of her sister dead, whom she left with to take care of them. Yes. So that's the supposed sister there. What can I say? How can I put it? Anyways, her sister, with whom she left her kids with, abandoned the children in the trunk of the car, and they were already dead. Okay, what happened was, that's the mom with the kids. What happened was, friends were like in the car of this woman, and then they were the ones who discovered the children in the trunk, because they got this awful stench. They got this awful smell, and 1 or 2 things put together, they discovered that they were the ones who discovered these beautiful babies in the trunk of this lady's sister. Yes, with whom she left for them to cater for. So,
wow.
I don't know what she did, but that's the story.
So where is she? Is she on the run out, or where really is she? What does she have to say?
This happened abroad, though. This happened in the US.
It's just the height of human wickedness. Like, how do you even do this to your blood?
Yeah.
To your family? Your sister's kids are yours, definitely. Yeah. Besides the attachment, it's just like, what have these children done to you? See how joyous and ambitious and kind, gentle they look. How do you even get the courage to drop them in the trunk? That's in the car, right?
Yeah, the trunk of her car.
And they are really young.
I don't know if she suffocated them there.
Yeah,
I don't know if she killed them before locking them in the trunk of the car, but that's how the babies were found. Your sister's kids. So this young woman is really shattered. She's like,
I can just imagine the pain and trauma she's going through as a mom, losing 2 kids in the hands of her own sister. Just tell me, how she would look at her sister.
Exactly.
For life, I'm not sure she'll be able to forget this or shake this off, but each time she'll look at her sister, it will always just be, bitterness, unless if God touches her heart to come to that point where she can forgive. But you know what they say about forgiveness sometimes? You can always forgive, but it's difficult to forget.
Yeah.
It takes a long time. If not for your whole life, you may not forget some things that have happened to you. To lose 2 kids in the hands of your sisters, not any other person, not even a stranger.
Yeah.
That's what makes it worse. If the killer of your children are even strangers, it's different, but not somebody you call your own, your sister.
How can we really stoop to this level? That's my worry, because I don't think an animal will even behave like this.
And that's one thing I keep saying. We find ourselves in a time in this life currently where a lot of mysterious, in fact, unimaginable things are happening. Just about the other day, we were talking about a mother poisoning her own kids. Now an auntie killing.
Manka'a don't remind
You know, in fact,
story.
just a whole lot of things that sometimes you ask yourself, God, where are we even headed to? What has become of this world? You can imagine back in the days of my parents or back in my grandparents' days, I used to hear of things where you can leave your kid even with your neighbors and even travel.
Of course.
And come back, they'll be safe. But in these days, come on, you can't even leave your kid with your sister and be sure that they are fine. Not even with their father. The other day was a father and a girlfriend maltreating kids to death.
I'm telling you.
The other day, a mother is poisoning her own kids.
Will even rape.
What has become of our hearts? Our hearts have become so desperately wicked, even as the Bible says that we're beginning to. You don't even know who to trust or who to entrust your kids to any longer, because even your sister may not be safe.
Can you imagine?
Wow.
So
it's so disheartening to say the least.
It is. We must be each other's keeper, please. Let's put our selfish gains beside. Think about humanity, think about God, think about the love that He gave us. He created us of His own image, and every person beside us. If we start looking at them as God, yes, I think we'll do better. So let's have that at the back of our mind. Let's take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll read more of your reactions, introduce the last panelist, cook, and then do lifestyle. Stay with us.
My Black Crown, MBC. We deal in the sales and delivery of top quality American products and accessories for all natural hair care needs. For nappy hair, we sell products and brands such as Hank's Jackies, Shea Moisture, Miel Organic, TGIN, Wild Growth Hair Oil, The Manny Choice, Carol's Daughter, As I Am, Contour, and many more. From shampoos, conditioners, treatment masks, moisturizing butter creams, oils, gels, accessories such as butterfly clamps, perm rods, bonnets, detangling brushes, and many more. My Black Crown, MBC. Our professionalism and experience speaks for itself. The best relationship between price and quality for all classes of the society. Contact WhatsApp 671 12 96 39. Facebook My Black Crown MBC. Instagram My Black Crown MBC. My Black Crown MBC. For the love of our heritage. Media is getting better, going further with clearer images. Our channels, My Media Prime, My Movie Africa, French and English, My Music Africa, My Gospel Africa, Real Black 1 and 2 will be upgrading on EMA 17 with frequency 12,333, symbol rate 30,000 on a vertical polarity 17 degrees east. This is to satisfy our consumers who watch our channels for information, entertainment, and education.
Yeah, welcome back to the studio. And yes, like we said earlier, we have another panelist to introduce. But before we get to her, Desmond, let me get a few reactions. Greetings to you all at the studio. Beside the government, our society and our churches do contribute a lot to our youth going abroad. I know a girl who sells granules and earns more than 100K. Tell me again about that. She earns about or more than 100K a month, but it takes courage to do that, because people will be laughing at you, telling you how you are from a poor family and so on. So many prefer to go abroad where no one will laugh at them. Madame Ngala writing from Doha. Thank you very much, Madame Ngala, but that's the truth, because most people are ashamed. Like I said earlier, I worked in a bar. Yes, I acted as a bartender. I was insulted. I was traumatized, by the way people will treat me, people will talk to me, people will look at me like, nobody out there. But I was doing it because I had a purpose. I will leave my job even right here sometimes, and I go and I sell cosmetics on the street. I had a table, I will sit there, I will sell little things, whatever I can sell that can earn me an extra 200 francs. So we need to put our ego. Yes, I think this thing is an ego something. Bury that ego, Buy whatever you can buy and sell and have a 200 or 300 francs. Multiply that in a week or in a month. You earn more than most government workers out there or people who think they have white collar jobs. Nora is here in the studio with us and she's almost seizing the microphone from me. Nora, you're welcome.
Thank you, Eileen.
Yeah,
Thank you.
makeup on fleek. So Nora, we're talking about Cameroonians who are aspiring for a better life abroad by hook or by crook. You saw the video of a woman who died on the Mediterranean, I keep calling it Mediterranean, the desert. And many have died on the Mediterranean. Cameroonians as well as Nigerians, Ghanaians, and
in fact, the entire African continent,
yes, and
wish to go out there.
Countries, Asian countries as well, Philippines and all that. What are your takes about what Cameroonians feel or believe that there is no better life in Africa but overseas?
Eileen, they say the journey of a 1,000 miles begins with a step. I think that it's just the mentality we have acquired, thinking that every good thing comes from abroad and not in Africa or Cameroon. Let me talk, because the case we are talking about today is a Cameroonian lady, and we have had many Cameroonians who have died on their way in the course of struggling to go abroad on or like we call it popularly bush falling bush falling. But I think that if you have I want to concentrate on this lady. We are told that she had a salon. She was a beautician.
Yes,
she had a salon, and this was not the first attempt. She had attempted traveling before, and she spent close to 1 million, 1.5 million or something. And I want to reiterate here that if you have 1 point something million, even 1 million, let me leave it at that. If you have 1 million in Cameroon,
yes,
that is good money to invest in a business. Even in that, the hairdressing salon she was running, she could still, invest more in that salon. That will fetch her more money, and that was going to, take care of herself and her family, because she has 2 kids, a 20-year-old and a 5-year-old, and her mother is still alive. She had a family, and I think that was much money enough for her to invest or reinvest and do something, expand her business, go bigger, and take care of herself. This notion of us, traveling about thinking that every good thing is just out there. I really think that it's a mentality that we have to kill. We have to kill it. Eileen, go down even to the Bonamusa, the market. This is the nearest market to us.
Thank you.
Go there and see how these women are toiling and making money. Let me know before you even reach the market, just along the junction here. Along the junction, if you put you put your mind to something and you put out anything out there, Eileen, you are going to make it. As long as you are determined to make it, of course you are going to make it. You are going to make it. Just empower yourself economically. Any small economic activity you have out there, and you're determined that this is going to work for me, that is going to work for you. Just believe in it and put your effort in it, and it's going to work. This one, she was not even desperate. I'm sure you saw her pictures. You saw it, the before pictures, not the picture when she had died. She was good looking, showing that she was somebody who was, she was taking care of herself. And what is this thing of, people, agents coming to tell you that, I can help you go across the Mediterranean? And the problem is, you see people dying every day. Every day we read on social media how rescuers have, pulled out people, corpses, they are dying in their quest to travel abroad. Come on, what are we thinking? And yet you see these images, you see this risks that people are taking, and you still want to Eileen, from when I started giving birth, I started making a family, I stopped taking risks. No, it's true that Frenchman says skin a risk and rien n'a rien. But there are some risks that you will not take. You won't take, you won't see death, and you won't see death in front of you, and you want to
imagine yourself in the middle of a sea.
In the middle of nowhere. In the middle of nowhere, no water, nothing. Yes, and we are told that she peed and she had to drink her urine because there was no water for her to drink. In the desert where there's just nothing, I say in the middle of nowhere. where you look right, there's just nothing, there's nobody to help you.
Yeah.
You know, and people still take it. People are still bent on taking the risk for what?
The problem is
what is wrong with Cameroon? What is wrong with our country? There's nothing wrong with our country.
With the agents,
and let's stop blaming the government.
We may have our struggles like any other country. America has bills to pay. America has its own struggles. Blacks in America, they suffer as much
as we do here.
Even those who are
we really suffer here.
They also live in slums. America has slums.
Come on.
I don't know.
Saying that it's rosy anywhere.
Nowhere.
The only thing is
because even though you have to work out your ass. Yes, you have to work out your ass.
Traveling abroad is good. We're not saying that it's not good, but go through the right means.
Go through the right means. Stay here. You can make it here. Yes. No, I was even amazed by the amount of money they even said she spent when in her first adventure.
Give a young amount of money here.
And see what she will do. You will reinvest in
business.
Come on. So I think it's high time we Africans, we Cameroonians especially, put an end to this mentality that you can only make it out there. No, we have life here. We have better things. We die here.
I die here.
We'll stay here and make it.
Passport.
Come on.
This is our home.
It's our home. Where are we going? Cameroon is so blessed to think of it. Cameroon is so blessed.
That increased passport price. I don't have extra 30 plus kids.
What are you talking about?
Passport for now. Let me enjoy Cameroon for the moment.
I remember this brings me to another incident where we saw this woman who died and with her 2-year-old child, I think a son.
Yeah.
And she died and the son
abandoned the child.
Come on.
Yeah. Still a Cameroonian, right?
Yes, a Cameroonian.
Yeah.
It's high time we stop taking this risk, please.
Exactly.
It's
Thank
not
you very
worth
much.
it. It's not, especially when you know that you're going to die there. Because you can't tell them that you have seen every day we see people dying and you think that you're going to be the messiah or what?
I'm telling you.
At the end of the day, there are still survivors, and that's what keeps pushing many people.
That's why people are now I can risk it because they will be risked it.
Yes, I've made it exactly. That's what I
we all have different destinies.
We have different destinies. We have different grace. Somebody's grace is not your grace. Somebody could go through and come out, but it's not guaranteed that you too will go out and come out alive. So people should also bear that in mind.
All right, let's move on. Let's get this reaction before we get to the kitchen with Nora. Good morning in the house. I am really encouraged by your words. It's my first time listening to your program and it is very, very interesting. Thanks very much. My name is Maxeline. I'm talking from Yaoundé. Thank you very much, Maxeline. All right, let's get this one. Good morning to everyone in the house. I think most of us are taking the hard way to go to the greener pastures because we are pushed by our governments. I'm a good example. You can't believe that a cleaner here in Dubai is earning a better salary more than an ENS graduate there in Cameroon, but we keep thinking or talking of having greater opportunities. A good neighbor is better than a bad brother. Thanks, Romy Lamour de Dubai. And you continue to say the road paradise is always a tough one. Okay, the road to paradise is always a tough one. More to that, the testimony of our brother Francis Ngannou has encouraged many youths to go without fear and with lots of hope. Very correct, my dear brother. Your opinion definitely counts, but what will work for you will not work for another person. Maybe you are okay in Dubai, but some of our brothers in Dubai, they are in prison, they are battered, they are raped, they are killed. Yes, somebody has sent me pictures of people who have been killed on the street, Cameroonians, and nobody cares about what happens to them. So let's also think about all that. All right, let's get into the kitchen. I think there's a very long one here. Does it concern the topic? I'll go through it. Nora, what are we having for lunch?
Okay, we have the delicious and tasty coconut rice. That's what we're cooking today.
Is that from my area?
Birthday rice.
Yes, it's from
that's really birthday rice. Manka'a says birthday rice.
All right, just dive in deep because we are running against time.
Okay, straight on, Eileen. Now we have coconut rice, and in cooking a coconut rice, of course we need the coconut itself. You need the rice, you need meat, you need onions, carrots, green beans, garlic, ginger, Maggi, salt, and of course your I wanted to say vegetable, but this is optional. There are some people who like extra oil, but coconut itself secretes oil. So you have and coconut oil is just so nice. It's very healthy and very nice. Now you start by grating your coconut and mix it with someone. Now after grating, you get the chaff. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Mix it with water and then you extract you sieve it, extract the juice, the coconut milk, and then you keep it aside. Now now in extracting, you just need the sieve, pass it through, and then you separate the chaff from the milk, and it's just the milk you're going to use in cooking your coconut rice. Now you place the coconut, you pour the coconut milk into a pot, and then place it on the fire and add your salt, Maggi, and then you bring it to a boil. After boiling for a few minutes, you wash your meat and then add it to the coconut milk, add the blended garlic, ginger, onions, and then you continue to boil. You boil for a few minutes, and then after that you wash the rice and add it to the coconut milk, the boiling pot, and then cook for about 15 minutes. And I think after that your rice will be ready. Then you finally add your chopped carrots and green beans, and then cook for just a few seconds so that you keep the vegetables crunchy.
Oh yeah.
And that it's as easy and as simple as that. That's your coconut rice for you. Now for anybody who wants to add the extra oil,
you can just
add a little, because the coconut that's it right there. Quite delicious. And again, if you want to add you could add your vermicelli. Vermicelli. Now the spaghetti, which is very small, little grains of spaghetti. You could do that, and add it to it, and that gives you your coconut pepper. Of course, pepper is optional. It's not everybody who eats pepper.
All right, thank you, Dolly. Let's save some time. I think that's a great recipe, Nora. I'm going to try it at home. Coconut rice,
it's good.
Coconut
You
jollof
just
rice.
don't want to imagine the flavor of that coconut milk.
For sure. Let's take 2 or 3 reactions before we do lifestyle with Dolly Ndonde. Good morning, beautiful ladies and the beautiful panelists. It's a beautiful lady and a beautiful panelist. It is no doubt that the massive movement of young Africans, and in particular Cameroonians across the desert, is as a result of bad governance and unfavorable environmental conditions. It is crystal clear that there are basic necessities in life, such as health, food, and shelter, that if a man can't afford, he will go at any length. Look at the case of the pregnant woman that died with a set of twins in Douala Government Hospital just because she was unable to pay her delivery bill. You can't find the nonsense or that nonsense out there. They will take care of you before asking for money. Talking of riches, let it be on records that the people you think are rich in Cameroon are corrupt politicians and a few who have made it out there. Cameroon is a bad or dead country, you say, a country that pays civil servants $36K to $70 a month. Some of us will prefer, that's equals to 36K, equals to $70 a month. Some of us will prefer to do the logistics job here, buy our houses here, our luxurious cars, enjoy life, have full security hospital care, and a sure retirement benefit than to live in that country. If not of our family, some of us will never step our legs in the nonsense country, in that nonsense country. You say Prince Ndiko from Sweden, and he says, let me conclude, Dolly. I'm not supporting people to use the illegal route to Europe, but Europe is far better than Cameroon, he says.
I'm so grateful he landed by saying that. All what we've been saying here is not discouraging people from going abroad. Of course, we going
through all of these kind of risks.
Take the
it's not necessary.
Take the lottery, try the scholarships, try other means that are legit.
Do it at your time. Don't rush to follow A or B because they are doing well. Thank you, Dolly. Let me get this last 2, then you do lifestyle. Hello, I just want to encourage young Cameroonians to learn how to work hard. You can make it so great when you make up your mind. You can begin from small stuff and make it big. It's always advisable to take a right path rather than taking risks just to make it in life. May God help us. Anita from Yaoundé. Thank you very much, Anita, for your reaction. Let's do lifestyle with Dolly. You're definitely going to learn something on the show this morning. Without the jingle, Dolly, maybe you should just start because we are running against time.
Yes, today we'll be talking on 10 ways on how to become, independent, or how to make it or to be successful in a developing country as Cameroon. Yes, that's our lifestyle for today. should I start by first of all asking you this song? After watching this program, have you made up your mind to still stay here and make it? Have you made up your mind? The first thing is believe in yourself. This is the first motivating factor any achiever must have, or knowing your ability is a gift or a great way to start acting on them as well. Do not have that defeatist spirit that you can't make it or it can't be possible. Do away with those limiting factors and go strive and you will make it. The next thing is also change your mindset. I know that so many people have been brainwashed and they've been told like, okay, this is what you can earn here and all of that. Imagine how your life can be in the next how many years. But like we keep on saying, if it is not through a scholarship, if it is not through a family call, if it is not through a legit means for you to travel abroad, then never you think of the risks. Yes, risks are important in life, but not when it has to do with your own life, because it will be stupidity at the end of the day. The next thing you should consider is identify exactly what you want to become in life and work hard, go after that particular thing. It's just like the act of faith. If you have faith that something is good or it's going to work, in as much as you stay true and keep on believing, they always say that those who believe in miracles have their testimonies at the end of the day. And number 4, be open to the minimals. We've been talking here about minimal jobs. Try from the normal groundnuts that you have around you and the normal things that you call minimal jobs, and just be open and start from somewhere. You can just decide, and when you have that, you have a disciplined mindset as well, looking onto that thing, not being discouraged by the things that people tell you, and then you strive hard and you actually make it. While you're doing that, you begin to save small money. At the end of the day, you realize that you might have been making millions as well. And then also be inspired more by people who have passed through this path and have made it in life. It's very important for us to have role models. No matter what we do in life, it's good for you to have a role model and a mentor, and very important if you have them in contact. That's if you can contact them from time to time, then it will help boost your capability and your output at the end of the day. Get out of your comfort zone as well. Many of us are not making it here because we are too comforted in our homes. There's a time where you need to leave your home. Maybe God said, Abraham, you need to leave your home and go to a land that I'm going to give you, and that's where he made his green pastures. And what about you? So ladies and gentlemen, these are some of the tips that we selected and brought to you today for lifestyle, knowing that our hope is not lost in our country, and you can make heaven even on earth. You understand what I mean? Not like the biblical thematic of it. The third, you can make life better wherever you are at by setting up your mind and believing in yourself and going straight forward for those things that will make you a better person. All right. Inspire positively.
Thank you very much, Dolly. Well said there. And to conclude, this one from Williams in Limbe, he says, in Cameroon, big fishes swallow small fishes. I am a good example of a young Cameroonian frustrated by a Cameroonian businessman who boldly told me I can't compete with him in the business of rice importation. He said he will use everything possible to frustrate my dreams, and he succeeded with the help of some government officials. Do you think after experiencing something like that, if I had the opportunity to get through the Mediterranean Sea, I won't go? Williams from Limbe. William, if you want to die, okay, then you can die instead of doing something to save your life here in Cameroon and enjoy. The message is nice. Thanks to you. This is Simplice Binye. And you say thanks once more. Thank you very much. Good morning to you all. No risk, no reward. All right. Someone says you choose to go and die on the sea. Okay. It depends from person to person. Life is already a risk as it is, and living it, you have to choose what is best for you and what's not best for you. Taking a sea, abandoning your children, your family, abandoning your saloon work, or the little one you were gathering something to care for yourself. If you think that's the best way to make it, then you should go ahead. But we are encouraging young Cameroonians to believe in themselves, in their talents, and not to go out there and risk it all for a life that they are not even sure is as rosy as what people make it seem. Okay, we have Ngwa Lovely. She says, God bless you, sister. With that piece of advice, give money to agent bearers is risky in the name of going abroad. All right. And people here suffer more than you guys. The problem is shame to work in your own country. I am going I'm coming to sell bitter cola there. This is Anita Eno. Thank you for your reaction. And yeah, most people walk around the clock to earn a living. And Anita Eno, I know her. She's that one person who will do 4 jobs just to rest for 2 hours, and life is like that. Can you imagine that, to earn a living and take care of her family? Thank you, Desmond, the crew behind the camera. Thank you, my ladies, Quinta, Nora, Dolly, and Mrs. Ibokwe, Manka'a, and Alphonse. Have a blessed Tuesday. We'll be back here for Wednesday's edition, God willing. Stay blessed. Trust in yourself. Believe in yourself. Believe in God. You can make it. Yes, you can.